for a second. Okay, turn my volume up. How are you, loved ones, doing? I am Marlene of Love Marlene 411, and welcome to today's episode of the Sip and Chat. On this channel, I talk about healing from traumatic issues and relationships and all of those things. Just coming into learning to love yourself, which I think is so important. And on today, myself, I'm waiting for my wonderful co-host, Miss Nexie. Shout out to my mods. I see we have Miss Jackie Gaines in the house. How are you doing, Jackie? Happy Thursday. I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Happy Transformational Thursday. And I wanted to say that today on the Sip and Chat, we're going to be talking about you dodged the bullet. I can't wait for my co-host to join me. But in the meantime, what are you sippers sipping on? I'm going to share mine, but I'm waiting for my co-host to show what is my sip of today. So today, my look is sponsored by my sister. Thank you, Sissy, for my new little romper that I have on today. It's summertime. It's hot. I hope you all are staying cool, comfortable, and hydrated. And yeah, so we're just waiting on my co host. So if you guys have not already, if you have not subscribed to Love Marlene 411, please do so. I would love to have you over here. We do these sip and chats every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, all of those things. So the reason behind today's topic and discussion is there are things in our life that we want, right? There's a lot of things that we want in our life, but are those same things that we hope for and wish for and dream for, what if it actually comes true? And we're going to hit pause on that until my co host comes on in. I hope that this is live. I hope I'm live. I think I am. Yeah, I am live. Okay. I was just checking because sometimes you can think you're live and you're not, and you didn't hit the live button. So, how's everybody doing? Happy Thursday to everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you guys have been enjoying the Loversations. The Loversations I upload on Sundays, and I share lots of things throughout the week. Conversations, how we can love ourselves and pour that love into ourselves. And I do that on the Loversations. I also do that on this channel, and we talk about those things. And coming up, I think this Sunday I may do a show that I usually do monthly. Stay tuned and hold on for that because that is coming soon. So just waiting for my co-host. And while I do that, I'm going to sip a little bit. What are you sippers sipping on? What is your drink of choice today? I didn't want to tell what my drink was until my co-host gets here, but I got a sip today. I got my sippy sip. I usually don't have something to drink, but today I actually am sipping on something, and I want my co-host Miss Nexie to ask me what I'm sipping on. Let me get my tablets. I'll be right back, guys. Because sometimes that there's people, I don't think I have any of my mods on deck. I just want to make sure I have my mods on deck while I'm waiting for my co-host Miss Nexie. Okay, I'm in. I'm in. Okay. So while we wait for Miss Nexie, I'm just going to start talking about this topic. You dodged the bullet. What are some things in your life that you have dodged the bullet on? What are some things that you wish that you wanted? I know when I was younger, probably 15, preteen, that I wish that I had in my life. I wish that I had certain things. I wish I had certain relationships. I wish I had certain things. But there are certain things that we think we want, right? And let me just start off by saying sometimes those things that we actually think that we want, like that forbidden fruit, we wish that we could have this person. We wish we see things in people, right? We see like, oh, we think that a person is the most beautiful or the most handsome, and they have every single thing that we think we want. But actually, that's not what you want. That's what you think you want. And I don't know if you all have run into people years later and you found out that you actually dodged the bullet. Because I remember when I was a teenager and I thought I was like head over heels for this guy. And come to find out, after you spend some time with the person, yeah, he had an awful personality. He was a misogynist, just a terrible human being, a terrible person. So sometimes we think we want things in our life, or we think we want certain relationships, or we think we're ready for something and we're not. That's not what is meant to be for us. And I thought that I wanted to be in this relationship with this guy. I thought he was good for me. I thought he was a great person. So, not all the time what you see, like the saying goes, the grass always looks greener on the other side. So, we think that uh, this person, this dream life, all of the glitz and glamour and all of this stuff, we think we want something, but it's not actually what we want. We don't actually want that. We think we want it. Or what I was reading when I did some research for this topic, sometimes we want the joy associated with a thing, whether it be a car, whether it be a relationship, a job, whatever. That's not tell me it's gonna freeze again. It froze for a second. Yeah, it's on sleep mode. Yeah. Okay. It came back. It froze for a second, guys. Sorry about that. But sometimes we want what is associated with the relationship. We want all of the glitz, the glamour, or we think we want those things, and you don't want those things. You want the joy that comes with it, or you want the status, you want the clout. And I know I thought I wanted to be in this relationship with this person, and it wasn't that. I just wanted him. You want something that a person that you really actually can't have, or you want something that you can't afford. We want sometimes things that we think we want, but it's not good for us. I know I did. I used to want so many things, and actually, I didn't need it. So I see Miss Nexie, our co-host in the background. Let's welcome her to the sip and chat. Here she is. Hi.
Hello, Miss Marlene.
Hello, hello, hello. You guys could see my co-host right over here.
Here's our co-host right over here. Right over
Yeah,
here on this side.
put a
On this
board in
side.
front of your put a board up in front of you. There you go.
Here I am. Hi everybody. Can you see me? I hope you can. The light was off, so you couldn't see. You couldn't I mean it was too dark. But
Right.
here I am.
It was fine with
Ouch.
the lights
You
off.
know,
You were fine.
rushing to because I was hitting the link and it will say yeah it's joining, but then it will kick me out, and I was like, why? Yes. Anyway,
Yeah.
but here I am.
Yay. So here's my awesome co-host, Miss Nexie. And Miss Nexie, what are you sipping on?
You know my answer. Just the regular cup of coffee, the one I haven't had all day.
Okay. What do you have in
Yes,
there?
and some water. because it's so hot.
Okay, Miss Nexie. I'm,
Yes.
like I told you how I'm trying to be good. I told you, y'all, I'm trying to get summertime fine. Okay. And you cannot get summertime fine having milkshakes every time, y'all. If you want to find a way to Marlene's heart, it's through ice cream. Okay. So I'm off the ice cream and now I'm having this. It's not sponsored, but I'm having a Waterloo sparkling water in summer berry. But guess what? It's spiked. I spiked my water. I put another unknown substance in. Mhm.
One that we will not reveal to the cameras.
Nope.
Well, I have been a good person, always trying to keep my diet. See that? See that? I have been very good with my boba. I got one yesterday. I never do this, but I was walking with Rico,
Hmm.
and then all of a sudden, I see this sign and it said, "Come get me. It's me, Nexie Boba time."
It did not say it's me.
It said that. It did. It's me, your boba time. No, we saw it and I was like, you know what? I've been wanting to go there, wanted to check it out. And we went in. And the cute thing about it, Marlene, is they give you the whatever flavor you get. And
Yeah.
on top of your slush, of your whatever you buy, because we bought a frappe, he wanted it mocha something. And they
Okay.
put a teddy bear made out of ice.
Oh, I thought you were going to say added chocolate.
No, I thought it was marshmallow, but no, it's ice cream. It was like an ice cream,
Oh,
like a slushy mold as a little teddy bear.
that's so cute.
He let it melt. He wouldn't eat it.
Okay.
I ate the bear. First, I got the head. No, just
I know you. I know you. Okay. Miss Nexie,
tell
today,
me, tell me.
today we're talking about you dodged the bullet. Okay.
Ooh,
Oh, oh,
how
oh.
many ways do we have?
Hi. We have a few hours. I have
How
time.
many turns? How many turns do we take on this?
Hey, Flirt.
Hi, Flurg.
Hi, Miss Jackie. Um,
Oh,
First,
Miss Jackie.
yes, Miss Jackie is here as well. So, Miss Nexie, today we're talking about you dodged the bullet. And before you got in here, I started talking about when I was a teenager, and I remember how I was head over heels for this guy in my class. You know, like when you have those teenage crushes, you just stare at them all day long. You're like, oh man, and you melt into your chair every time. Like you think that they're the most handsome. Well, for me, I thought he was the most handsome. And maybe if it's a girl, you think they're the most beautiful. And then when I started to be around him, I was like, ugh, he's no, he was a misogynist. So I was like, no. I was like, no.
Mm, I don't know what that means. Ever, never even know, have never felt those feelings. I actually had a boy I liked in school,
Hmm.
and we went to school like a couple of years together. And yes, same thing. The butterflies and
Yeah.
oh my god, I love him. Like every time I saw him, I will like want to go hold his hand and walk into the
Oh.
school, right? Hand in hand, like, oh, that's my bro.
Mhm.
You know, those little feelings that when we were 12, 13 years old. Well,
Okay.
as we got older, and because he was, I think he was probably like a grade above me.
Have you?
Yeah, ahead of me. But we had one class together. It was we were working like I think it was like woodwork or something. It was like a mechanical type of class. And so I would see him then. I would always be like, "Oh my god, I love him." This and that. We went as a group. We went out to a museum, and we were all, we brought a. They said either bring your lunch or bring money, so we can buy food, whatever. And
Yep.
I brought lunch, but I also brought money so I could get something to eat. Sometimes my friends didn't bring, so I will treat them to something. So we're all sitting down at the table, and I hear, first and foremost, I'm so excited because he's sitting next to me, right? I'm like, oh my god, we're sitting next to each other. All I gotta do is breathe, and I can just absorb him all. So excited until we start eating, and I hear
Uh-oh.
that.
Oh.
And no, that's not the worst of it, Miss Marlene. He takes a sip out of his drink, whatever he was drinking. I think it was a cola pop or something, and he burps on the table in front of everybody. That
Oh
day, my fascination, my whatever, just
God.
it went out the window. It ran out the actually jumped out of the window. It was like a 5-story high type of, the
Yeah.
cafeteria was all the way on the 5th floor. It jumped out of the window and landed face down on the pavement. I was so disappointed. I
Oh.
started seeing him because when you like someone, you even though you know you get to like people tell you he's this and this and this way. I don't think you're gonna like that,
Yeah.
but you don't see it because you're so in puppy love, head over heels for them. But
Exactly.
that day, everything ended.
Yeah.
I moved away from him because I felt so nauseated because he burped. He turned his face, right? But he burped in front of everybody with no
Yeah.
respect. And he thought it was normal. That's the
Yeah.
thing that I looked at him and I said, really, dude? And he's like, oh, what? Like, he didn't think it
No,
was
but
inappropriate.
did he know the way you felt about him?
No, I don't think so.
See, and I think that's a whole thing too. That a lot of times the people that we are so crazy about, they never know we feel that way about them until like we start finding out little details or finding out their flaws in their personality, and then we're like, nope, nope, nope. I
Mm-hmm.
gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta move on from this one. Um,
Yes.
and okay, so we're talking about dodging the bullet. Okay, now, I remember, you remember when you were a teenager and your parents used to be like, you can't go out, but that didn't work, right? And you would, not that I did, I'm just from what I heard, people told me about this, but
I've heard from others too, not
I
myself.
heard from other people, not me myself, so no.
No, no.
But I remember when there was a party that I heard about. It was supposed to be the party of the year, and there's this person, another person that I liked in school, and it was like I had to be at that party because that person was going to be there. And when I found out how that person was, like, like a person who's always flirting with everybody who's there.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh yeah, hey baby, this, hey baby, to every girl passing. I was like,
And I'm gonna get in trouble for this.
yeah,
I mean, not you. Whoever told you about this was gonna get in trouble for sneaking out of the window. Not that I've ever done that either.
not that you've
Thank
ever
God.
done that. You've only heard about it.
Oh, Daddy in heaven, please don't strike me. But I've only heard about certain people that do that. Well, Marlene, I again, when you think of people that you have dodge that bullet, and as you get older, right, you get more mature, you get more secure on who you are and what you like, and which is why sometimes when people get into relationships in a very at a very young age is not the right time to do it. It's okay to have a boyfriend, a girlfriend, but a lot of times they get married and they get
Yeah, get married
engaged
early.
at 16, 17, whatever. They get married so young, they don't know what they like or don't like. They end up with people that they go through life sometimes hating, disliking, not finding anything that they have in common because they were so young, right? But as you get older and you start seeing those things, you and we don't mean only romantic relationships, right? We touch the bullet too on a lot of friends and a
Yep.
lot of acquaintances at work, that we could have gotten close to that person, that all of a sudden you find out that they're stealing from the company and
Yep.
they get it, you know what I mean? Like, but
You think
romantically, as you get older and you start finding out who you are, you start realizing that the traits that you liked on that or that you thought you saw on him or her, or you liked on him on her, were actually things that you don't like, but you were so attracted to them and you wanted to like them for everything they are. I think that's how it works. Because
you know what I think it is that we have like this, I don't know, like this narrative in our head, and thinking that this person is this, because we have like this princess or prince, ideas. Oh, they're beautiful all the time, and they're this and they're that. And then when you start to, those defenses start falling down, and you start finding out that they're human just like everybody else. They have flaws and mistakes. It's like, no, 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 no.
it's weird because for me, it, you know how they say opposites attract? I don't, I don't really, I don't know. I don't feel that that's the case as I got older, right? Not when I was younger, because when you're younger, yeah, everything that is, the opposite of you want. That, that boy that breaks the law, the boy
Yes,
that is always out and about doing things that you will never do in a million years. That's the one you want, because it's something that you will never be able to do on your own. You will never get there to do it. So you are attracted to that. But as you get older, you start realizing, oh my God, I remember when I got invited, like one time I got invited to a party and it was going to be like a couple of towns away. My dad said no, but I was already,
oh,
Marlene, sneaking out of the house. I put my shoes
mhm.
on the ground, and my room was towards
Yeah,
the back of the house. And it
yeah,
had, in the back of the house, we had a door with, those doors that are like windows. They have like you can leave the one on the bottom locked, and then the top one you can open. Well, I had that. My house had that, and I had already put my shoes out there since earlier. I was just gonna left the latch open so that I could just sneak out without my dad finding out. As I'm sneaking out of the house, my brother catches me. And he's like, "Where are you going?" So he put me back into, and he said, "I'm not going to tell dad, but if you do this again, I'm going to have to talk to him, and you're going to get in trouble." Where were you going? I didn't tell him where I was going. I found out 3 days later they got into a huge accident. The car that they were driving on, it was like 10 people. It was a truck, but there were people sitting in the back because there was no room in the front. So I was going to be sitting in the cabin of the truck, in the back, because the cabin was already filled up. So they had an accident, and they were like, thank God there were no casualties, but there were broken bones, hospital stays for days. And I could have been that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, those are the things that I dodged the bullet on.
yes. I have to say, Miss Nexie, thank you so much for the gifted memberships. Appreciate it.
Hey,
And
realist.
yeah, and we see we have realists in the building, and somebody else came in. Did I say hi to Flurk? I don't remember. Hi, Flurk.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Okay, I don't remember. You know I got what do you call it? I have the senior brain. So whatever.
I Do I
Yeah.
have to answer that, or no? The
Mhm.
fifth. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna go there with you, Miss Marley.
And realist is here as well. Hi realist, welcome. Shout out to my mods. Appreciate y'all. So I wanted to say, when it comes to dodging the bullet, I remember when my mom and my dad used to tell me stuff when I was younger. And I don't know about you, Miss Nexie, but everything that my parents would tell me, I wanted to do it just because they said I shouldn't do it. I don't know what that is, but it's like, just because you said I shouldn't do it, I had to find out what that was like. I was like,
I
"Oh, don't go there? Okay, I will go there."
perfection here. Not, I hear you. Cannot believe you were the type of child. I'm again. You can ask my dad. Oh no, I'm sorry, you can't anymore. Thank God for that. But my daddy will tell you I was an angel. I was only missing the wings, the little halo, the
Not
attitude, the
true at
personality. My
not
dad used to
true
say,
at all. There was no halo, there's no angel
wait,
wings.
that's
No,
what, no, my dad, they will tell him, oh, Nixie's so sweet. She's like a little angel. My dad would say, yeah, she's kind of just like an angel. She's just missing the halo and the wings, the personality, the attitude, the little white
she's
outfit.
missing
And yeah,
everything.
yeah. They're like, wait a minute. He's like, well, I told you
Missing
she kind of
everything.
is. Yeah, he took everything out because I was nothing like an angel. I
She's
think it's
yeah,
we
you
test the we test the waters because uh, for us, and I feel that a lot of us have this sense of we want to know why, because they don't explain to you why they're telling you no. So why are you telling me no? You're not even saying, you're just saying no because you're saying no. You know what I mean?
no,
Like with my
no,
children.
and what it was, Miss Nexie, is back in the day, they never parents never used to talk to you about anything.
No,
Parent,
nothing.
it was just like, and it didn't matter. Sometimes they wouldn't even let you finish your statement. Like you would say, "Mom, can I?" No, I was like, "But you didn't know what I was gonna say." It's
But
like,
I knew I was gonna say no.
yeah, yeah, that's what my mom would say. That all I know is whatever you want is no. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, it's so frustrating. But I
Mm.
think that back in the day, that parenting style was not good. I don't think that
it
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 was good.
worked. I think it worked on certain kids, like me, of course. I will listen to the first
I
no.
It didn't work on me because if you told me no, I was like, oh, you don't want me? Okay, I'll do that right away.
I again, don't be climbing up on trees. I only did it 100,000 times again and again and again until I fell from every one of them. But that's not the point. See, I'm an angel, like my daddy used to say. Minus the
Not an
wings and the
angel,
halo,
guys.
the
Not an
attitude,
angel.
the attitude. He knocked it all down. How sad.
No,
No,
but
but
Miss
they
Nexie,
didn't
you were a
explain.
tomboy though. You were a
Oh
tomboy.
yeah, very much so. Very much so. Oh my God, yes. It was so. But this is the thing, though. When people will tell you, like my kids, I learned from the fact that I didn't get any explanation for that. Don't do that. Why? Because I say so. What do you mean? Because
Exactly.
for us, some of us, you need to explain why is it that you don't want me to. Give me some examples so that I can understand, because our brain works differently.
Yep.
Not everybody accepts the no as it. My sisters, yes, my sister, those were angels. I
Yeah.
mean,
Not me.
not
Not
me,
me.
but
No,
but
no,
my
no, no,
brain
no.
worked differently.
I was the child, Miss Nexie, that you not only had to say why, you had to explain, um, give me examples of when that didn't
Yeah,
work and how it turned out.
yeah.
I needed to know everything. And back in the day, they weren't going to tell you nothing. My mom would be like, "What? What did you say? Like, say something else."
Across the face. Well, I haven't even said
Yeah.
anything, but you were
No,
going to.
sometimes like
What?
I would question my mom, but I was
You
smart
were
enough to
thinking
be at the
it.
door, Miss Nexie. I would be right and I would have my hand on the door. Mom, why did you say that? She said, "What did you say?" And I would just open up the door and run out. I was smart enough, I learned. but
I
but in talking about um in talking about this topic and dodging the bullet of things, one thing that we don't really talk about a lot is the consequences of situations of people. Hold on a second. I'll be right back.
Mhm. Sure. Hey Nate. Hi Miss Jackie. Hi Realist. I said hi to everybody, but I think I didn't say only to Nate. I forgot to say hi. Hi Nate. How are you all doing today? I hope you guys are getting ready for the weekend. I know I am. She will be right back, everybody. So, who here has dodged a bullet or bullets? Go
Okay,
on, go on. Share. Hey, Miss
I'm back.
Marlene.
I'm back. Sorry about that. As soon as you start doing stuff, your family's like, they're having a party and knocking at the door. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. So I'm
Don't
back.
know anything about that. Not cannot relate at all.
Anybody who's a content creator knows that the noise does not start in the family until you go live. As soon as you hit live, that's when everybody says celebration time.
Or they want something to drink or something to eat when you've been waiting for them the whole time
Yep.
and they haven't asked for anything. The minute you get online with Miss Marlene because you have something to do with her, I
Yep.
want something to drink. I
Yep.
want food. I'm hungry.
I'm hungry.
Not a content creator, but Miss Marlene suffers with me because of that. Because all of a sudden she hears the door open or a seal or a sea
I
lion.
know. I don't suffer. It's my pleasure. It's life. So, getting back to the topic. Oh, welcome in, Nate. How are you doing? Welcome, everybody who's in here. Please thumbs up the live. I'd appreciate it. Um, and talking about dodging the bullets. Now, what are some things that we can dodge? And I think that one of them is we do dodge a broken heart sometimes by just listening to people. I know that if it wasn't for some good friends, I know if it wasn't for my parents and some other people in my life, okay, I'll just say it like this. Sometimes there's red flags and
Mm-hmm.
we don't want to see it, but our friends see it, our family sees it, other people in our life that care about us, and then they take us to the side and tell us about it. All of these things like they're this or this, but we can't see things sometimes when we're in love, right? Call
Mm-hmm.
yourself in love, but you're not in love. You're being manipulated or used, and sometimes you do have to sit back and say, okay, if one person tells me this, that's one thing. But when you got 10 people telling you the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
it's it's
It's
something
time
that
for you to
you need to
listen.
yeah.
I was thinking about that, about people who protect us, right, from and help us sometimes dodge those bullets. I remember I was around 15 years old back home, and this man who was in the army, I think he was an older dude, like not he was like probably in his like like mid 20s, and for some reason he had taken a liking to me. I did not know what that was, that he liked me or anything, because again he's older than me. He's a friend of my brother, so you know what I mean, I'm 15. You're not thinking about getting with that old man or whatever. I wasn't thinking. But one day he showed up at the house and he wanted to talk to my dad, and he wanted to know if my dad would allow him to date me. My dad looked at him and said, with he had his little machete. He
I have to take a sip on this one. Hold on.
he had a cutlass. You know what I mean.
I
My
know what
dad
you
went and
mean
got
about a cutlass. You know my parents are Jamaican. You
my,
know
my,
that.
my my dad went and got his machete, his cutlass, and he put it on the table. He said he's like, yeah, I really like your daughter. I don't remember everything because I wasn't present. He went there when I wasn't there, and my dad, he's like, are you dating her? She's a child. And then he's like, oh, no, 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 I just like her. And my sister told me later on that he went and asked if he could date me with intentions of eventually marrying me. My dad is like, she's 15 years old.
Okay,
What's wrong with
that's
you?
that's
My
just
dad
what
almost,
I was gonna get to, Miss Nexie, because I was gonna ask you what was the age differences. You say you were 15. How old
yeah,
was he?
25. He was like in his mid 20s. He was a friend of my brother, my older brother, who is like 15 years older than me. Yeah, I was 50. I was a child. But my dad looked at him and he allowed him to speak. My sister, my elder sister, was sitting there. She's like, I was just close by in case my dad grabbed that machete. I was about to say, Dad, don't do it. Because my dad was crazy like that. and
And as they
and
should be, as they should
yeah.
be for their children. Yes.
But the funny thing is that my sister says that my dad was very calm, and he looked at him and says, "Is my daughter dating you? Has my daughter said anything about liking you?" It's like, "Oh, no, no, no. I just, I've gotten to know you and the family, and I really like her. She's a beautiful girl. So, are you dating her?" He's like, "No, no, no. I wanted to ask you first before I ask her. Has she told you she likes you or anything?" "No, I've never talked. I have never talked to her except for hi and bye. I just wanted to know if it was okay with you if I started dating her." And my dad is like, "Hell no, it's not okay with me."
Yeah,
He
but
grabs
you know what
his.
my dad, you know what my dad would have said? Hey, let me think about it. No.
No, my sister says that he was very calm. And then when he said, "I just wanted to know," he's like, "Oh, hell." And he grabbed his machete. He says, "Look, I have respect for you because you're serving our country. You're a good man, friend of my son's. Let's leave it at that. Don't get close to my child. Don't ever bring this topic back up. I don't want to hear that you're around her or anything because she's a child. If she decides for whatever reason when she gets older to be with someone like you, whatever, that's on her choice. But right now, she's a child." Marlene, he
15.
hadn't even asked. I didn't even know him. And
15.
yes. And I didn't, no, the worst thing, Marlene, never said hi, like hi, bye. That was the only things we said, hi, bye, because he came to visit my brother every so often. They will go out, with other girls sometimes, but I had never given him the inkling that I liked him or that I
No.
wanted anything.
See,
So weird.
but also, Miss Nexie, that gets me thinking if he came to ask your dad at 15, who knows how long he's been a creep
Hmm.
watching you.
My dad, the little wolf, he was like, "Oh, hey." My dad is like, "She's a child.
That's a bit. You
You're
are a baby. You're not
yeah."
18 yet.
And he's like, she's 15. You're like mid 20s. My son, it's like it's unconceivable. And my dad was like, "No, don't get close to her. I don't want to see you talking to her." And
Yep.
he kept on grabbing his little machete, like, haha, get close. "I don't need a gun." He said, "I don't need a gun. I got this machete. I know how to handle myself with it." And he knew. So
We all know.
that was it. My sister, when I saw him there, my sister was like, "Baby, come over here." And I'm like, "What is it?" It's like, "Do you know him?" I'm like, "Yeah, he's our brother's friend." She's like, "Have you ever?" I'm like, "No, ew." She's like, "Oh, okay, that's all I needed to know." And she went and told my dad, I guess. But my
Yep.
dad never said anything to me until I got married, I got older. He said, "Yeah, I remember. Do you remember that day?" And he told me the whole story. He's like, when he said, "I want to date her," I was like, "Are you crazy? You want me to give you my baby who's not mature enough, who you can literally corrupt, abuse, you know what I mean? Do whatever you want with her because she's still so young. You want me to give you permission to do that to my child?" No. My dad was way
15.
advanced. Yep.
Oh, so he sounds like he was a predator.
Yeah,
Mm.
but the thing is that I've never given him the notion that I liked him.
You
He
don't have
hadn't even
to. They
spoken to
select the
me.
people. They select them.
Yeah,
And
he
people
hadn't even
yeah.
said, like, "I like you," or nothing. It was just hi, bye. "Is your brother home?" "Yeah, he's there. He's in the back." Or, "No, he went to the store." That was it. It was
That's
never a mutual
creepy.
thing. Yeah, that was
Do
so
you
creepy.
know if he probably married somebody younger than
He
him?
married no, he married another girl from the same town, like probably 10 minutes away from us. And they lived, I don't know if they're still together, but they said that he was very abusive towards her.
Yeah, yeah.
But she wasn't a young girl. He was like his age type of of, of,
Okay.
of girl. He wasn't like with anyone
I thought
under.
he was looking for a
No, but
young. Yeah, I
but
thought
they
he was
said that
looking
the
for.
girl went, like,
Yeah.
the girl has had a rough life with him. He was military, so who knows what kind of traumas he had. So they said that she's she had a really rough life. I lost track of them because I really don't know where, what happened to them. But they did say that she had a hard life with him.
Wow. Wow.
Imagine? Nope.
So so you didn't even know you dodged the bullet.
My daddy saved me from that one.
Yeah, your dad saved you from that bullet. So let me talk about dodging bullets when it comes to jobs. I remember when I just got out of school. I just had finished college and everything. And I wanted this job so bad. You know how like you put an application, you show up there, you talk to people because it's like you choose this place. I gotta work there. I want to work there. That's a place I always wanted to work. And then when I went, I never even went into the facility. When I went in there, I was like, the place is dirty. It was uh,
Ew.
it was no. And I was like, I got out of there so fast. I'd say like 5 minutes. And anybody who works in the medical field knows that odor of a very unsanitary place.
Yes.
Yeah. And I only was in there 5 minutes and I turned around and walked back out. So that's another thing that sometimes when we have those dreams about things, you know, yeah, it's nice to have those dreams, but do you actually go and research it? Look for like, do you really want it, or do you want the idea or the what is it called? I can't think the clout.
Yeah,
Just
it's
to
like a
say
fantasy.
yeah, the
It's like a
fantasy.
fantasy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like your
Just to say
fantasy
I
job.
work
Like,
here, I work here, I do
yeah.
this, I have this position. But that's all.
Well, I have a better one for you. Um, I worked, my first job was in a dental office.
Okay.
I wanted to work through the medical field to see. I already knew I wanted to be, in medicine. I knew that, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to be medical or dental or what. I wanted to know. So I started
Okay.
working in this dental office. There was a group of friends. When I got there, they had been working together for like a couple of years so far in that job. It was by the airport, and it was really close to my home. It was close to my husband's job, so we could carpool. So I'm over there so excited. I want to get this job. And the doctor was a really nice man. And I'm like, I want to, and I want to, and I'm going to get this job and whatever. So I get there. The friends, I was like, oh my God, they're such amazing people. They're really cool. They're so friendly. And so the group of friends, it was, the office was, it was a big office. It was probably like 20 employees, and it
Mm,
was my boss, the doctor, and the hygienist, and the it
dental.
was like
Yeah.
like four doctors.
Okay.
So um so this group of friends, at first they were nice and everything, but then they will go out to lunch, and sometimes I will say, where are you guys going? So where are we going for lunch? And they will always like, oh, we don't know, we brought food, or I don't think we're going. And then all of a sudden, like probably 2 3 months into it, they started inviting me out to lunch. But since they had already done so many, they had already put me down so many times, I said, no, thank you. It's okay. They're like, come on, let's go out to lunch. I was like, no, 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 it's okay. Thank you, guys, go. I brought food. They had already done it so many times that I started like keeping my distance.
Right.
Probably 8 months into me working there, I see the three officers come in to the dental office, and I thought they had an appointment.
What? Wait a
Yeah.
minute. Pause. Pause. So you're working there, and
Yes.
and uh, um
Three police officers show up to my job, and I thought they had an appointment because we used to see a lot of the officers and
mhm,
first responders, like a lot of people from, because again, it was by the airport. You have the fire department, the police department, so we used to see a lot of them. They were our patients, but three of them showed up that I had never seen before. And so they're like, "Oh, we're here to see, the doctor." I will omit his name because I don't want
right, exactly.
anybody to know. So I said, "Oh, he's in the back." He's like, "Yeah, he's expecting us." And I said, "Oh, okay." So go back and I let my boss know because I was front office. I go back and I let my boss know. So here I gave him the cards, and they're like, he's like, oh, let him in, please. I was like, okay. But the funny thing, Marlene, is that I was front office. Behind me was the people that made the appointments and the insurance claims and everything. They had their own little
Right.
cubbies. And when I went to give the cards to the doctor, those three people that had ignored me, that the little bunch, that look on their face, they turned white as a piece of paper. They look on their face was of horror. And I was like, because they looked at me, they're like, who's that? And I said, oh, they're here to see our boss. But they were so nervous. And so they go to my boss's office, and then he starts calling each one of them one by one, one by one.
No way.
The first one went in, never came out. Then he called the second one. Second one in, never came out. Then the third one goes in, never came out. And then I get called in. And I was like, why am I being called in? And he asked me, did you know anything about this? And I said, about what? Apparently, they had been, because a lot of patients would be cash paying patients.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So apparently, they were overcharging for certain things at the insurance company because they were the ones handling the deposit. They were doing all of that.
Oh,
And then the cash paying patients, they will overcharge and then put the amount that was supposed to be given, but will pocket the rest of the money. And some credit cards, they had been charging some things, some products or
oh, so they were
din-
what you call it? Overcharging.
over no, they will go out to dinner and use that strip. That I don't know how they did it.
Oh, they were
It was
using
a
company money.
huge, no, the patient's money.
No
When you pay with
way.
that credit card, they will get their number, whatever, and they will make. I don't know what they were doing. The thing that when I went in there, they asked me, "Do you know anything about this?" And I said, "No." Have you ever gone out with them? Have you ever been invited out to eat? And I said, yeah, I've been invited, but I haven't. And when I go, actually, yeah, one time I went out with them, but I had my lunch. So I just went to the restaurant with them, but I didn't eat anything. I had my lunch already. So I wasn't hungry. But I went to just keep them company. And that was it. And so they started, I guess they started an investigation and everything, and they gave him jail time. I don't know how long because I didn't follow. Back then it wasn't like now that everything is digital and everybody knows everything. The three of them got arrested. The three of them. They were doing a whole bunch of things in the office that they thought that the doctor was never going to find out, I guess. But they were using it, and I think I think he found out because one of the patients came over and said that the only place they had used the credit card was at the office that week, and that they got like three charges for different restaurants over the weekend, restaurants that they had not visited.
Wow. So they knew it
Hmm.
was them.
That's what so I think that's what started the whole ball rolling, and then the doctor started looking into the books, and I don't know what happened, but the thing is that yeah, they got arrested. It was a nightmare. Hey Nate.
Yes. Hey,
Hi
Shay.
Shay.
Welcome in, everybody. Hit the like for me and my well, what am I gonna call her? My
Invisible snowman.
my invisible co-host.
The invisible snowman.
Okay, so that's one. That's boy, that's crazy, Miss Nexie. So you definitely dodged a bullet. Like,
Exactly.
what if you had went to lunch with them?
Yes, and accepted gifts or accepted their friendship, I would have been in hot water with those people. And a lot of times, that's divine intervention. That is God. When God, and sometimes we don't listen to Him. When He's giving us all this, like through our parents, through our siblings, or to the friends that love
Friends.
us,
Yeah.
He speaks to us, but we don't listen. We're like, I know better.
Listen. When I was younger, I'll tell you something, Miss Nexie. I know you won't believe it, but I was very stubborn growing up. I know you can't believe it, but I was very stubborn. And
I wish I could just lift this thing so you could see my face. How I'm not in shock or anything. I'm just looking at you like, okay, another day with Marlene. Go on.
so, I remember when my mom used to say all the time, like, don't hang around those certain girls in the neighborhood. And I used to always be like, why she always got to be? I was like, that's my, back in the day, we said, that's my
Mm-hmm.
homies. That's my homies.
Yeah,
Those are my
that's my
girls.
girl.
And my mom talking about, those are not your girls and they will never be your girls. I was like, whatever. I was like, she's not down. She don't know because I used to be in the streets when my mom was gone because my mom used to work nights, 3 to 11. So I used to think I was grown and I was going to do whatever I want. Listen, one day I went with them and I found out what they really actually were doing. And I can't mention some of those things on YouTube, but they would drive and go and pick up things and drop them off. And
Say no more. Say no more. Oof.
so I was like, oh. And then I was like, oh, my dad told me I had to be home or I'm gonna get in trouble. My dad didn't tell me I had to. I wasn't even supposed to be out. But
He doesn't. He didn't
anyways,
even know you were out.
no, he didn't even know I was out. So I'm up there riding with these fools as they go and pick up.
Oh my.
Yeah. So I've had maybe about 2 to 3 weeks later, they themselves got in trouble too.
See. Oh my God.
Just a few weeks later. So if I had continued, like, oh, I want to be down, I want to be with this cool crowd, it's not all what it's cracked up to be. I'm telling you, trying to be popular, it's not the best thing. And I know when we're young, we don't want to listen to our parents. I know I did. I couldn't stand it because my parents didn't explain anything, and most parents don't explain anything.
Mm.
So it's all a bit,
Mm.
yeah.
Again, it's I hear you, dad and mom. You say no, but why? Right?
Why?
But because I said, yeah, but why? What happened? What's gonna happen to me? So my thing is, a lot of times we put ourselves in harm's way because we want to prove a point to them. You weren't right. See, I did it. Nothing happened to me. But
Yeah.
when you think like that, everything happens to you. And you prove their point. See, I told you not to do it because this was going to happen to you. And you have to, I know that it's difficult sometimes to understand our perfection, right? It's very difficult to understand how perfect you and I are.
Yes. When
But
you're
it's
but also you have to say, Miss Nexie, also us thinking that we're invincible. There's that when you're young. I never thought anything would happen to me. I always thought it's me against the world and who's gonna do anything. And I was like, and I'm so tough. And I was like, please. And the
okay,
first sign
so
of danger, Marlene was running.
oh no, but wait. You don't mind because I used to be. I'm telling you, I think I used to be. I don't know. I think I used to be a monkey on my previous life. I always loved climbing trees. The higher, the better. My dad will say, "Don't do that. One day you're gonna fall. You're gonna break your arm. You're gonna break a leg, or worse, you're gonna break your back. You're never gonna be able to walk again. You shouldn't be." How many times do I have to tell you? So I will fall from a tree. They will call my dad. He'll come over. You see, I told you fell. And I said, yeah, but you lied to me because I didn't break anything. I just fell. So you see, I was right. So in the process of me trying to to kind of like be right, I was putting myself more in harm's way because I wanted him to be wrong
Yeah, we want to prove our parents wrong so bad. I know I did. I used to be like,
all the time.
listen, I had this thing about wanting to be in a relationship with an older guy so bad. And my mom used to always say, listen, when you get in a relationship with somebody's older than you, it's a control thing, and they're going to try to be like your dad, and they're going to be controlling and jealous and all. And I was like, oh, mom, please, you just don't want me to be with a grown man. You just, you know? And I remember when I did, yeah, so I'm dating this older guy. That's what I told my mom because I was like, you can't do nothing. I was like, I'm 18 now, baby. We're all grown over here. We're grown. So she's like, yeah, fine, go ahead, date somebody older. Miss Nexie, when I tell you that was the worst relationship that I have ever had,
Oh my God.
the
Absolute worst.
worst. I mean, controlling, show up at my job, call my job
Oh my God.
every 15 to 20 minutes. Is Marlene there? Is Marlene there? Is Marlene there? And they're like, dude, if you call here one more time,
What?
yeah. I personally think they were trying to get me fired
So you could depend on him.
so I could depend on him. I didn't find that out until I got to be, oh, when I thought about that years later. I was like, you know what? I think he was trying to get me fired so I would only depend on him. That was good. It
So
was crazy.
did you ever tell mom that she was right?
No, I never even, my mom didn't even know that I dated him. Never knew.
I'm telling you, Marlene, when my dad would say, I see, I told you you were gonna, yeah, but you lied to me because you said I was gonna break my leg or my arm, and I didn't break anything. So see where you were wrong. He would just shake his head. I can't win with this one.
Yeah.
Again, on our process of trying to prove them wrong, we find out that we're the ones that are wrong. That we are the ones that maybe because of even though we don't want to listen to them, right?
Yeah.
We do hear them. We do hear them a little, and maybe because of that, we dodged, a few of these bullets because life is full of them. It's full of the things that I go back to and say, oh my God, I cannot believe I did that, and I'm here. Like I
Yeah.
can't
Still
believe.
alive.
Like one
Yeah.
time, when I first came here, I remember my brother saying, don't be going to clubs with your friends. Don't go to nightclubs. That's not, you shouldn't be doing that. So a friend from school, I was already 18. She invited me out to an 18 plus, 18 and
Oh,
older.
yeah. Best times of
And I
your life.
wanted to know, yeah, I wanted to know what it was. I wanted to know what it was to be one of those dancing in a
Oh,
club. And
yes.
we couldn't drink, right? We couldn't drink.
Mm-mm.
I'm not a drinker anyway, but we couldn't have alcohol, but we could dance. We could be like
Oh,
having fun.
and dance you
So,
did.
oh no, I didn't even get to do that, Miss Marlene. Let me tell you what happened to me.
No.
I asked my mom for permission, and of course she was working. She was a CNA, so she was working
Mhm.
her 12-hour shift. So she said, if you want to just go, just be careful. That's all she said. My brother, one of my brothers, um, the one that is before me, he said, I don't think, I don't think that's a good thing. I don't think it's
Uh-uh.
something that you should be doing. But if my mom already said go, then who am I to stop you,
Yeah.
right? Go.
But he wanted to say no.
Yes. But I was 18 already, so what can you say? So I go with this girl that I had met at school, and she had this boyfriend who was same age as us, but very possessive. I
Mm.
guess they had been in a broken, like they were broken up, or they were in the process of breaking up, or I don't know. I really don't know what happened. The thing is that she drives us to the club. She parks her car. All four of us girls are getting out of the car when we see the guy coming towards her. So we thought, oh, they're made up already. So he's here to go to the club with us. All of the sudden I see the girl, the that I had befriended, backing away, like toward, like from him. And I don't know what I was thinking, because all I did was I stayed behind. When I saw her retrieving, like coming back, I didn't see her face because I was behind her, but I saw her backpedaling, right? And
Mhm.
then she went like this, like she put her arm up, and then all I heard was a bullet. Bam! The gun. He shot her in front of us, Marlene. In front of us. There was a whole bunch of people that started running because we were like about to make the line of the nightclub. He, thank God, he only shot her. He shot her in the arm, and then
No
some
way.
people, some guys tackled him. Yes, yes way, yes way, Miss Marlene.
Wait.
It
You
was
gotta give
so.
you gotta give me some more details of this, Miss Nexie. So you all are get out, you're going into the club. She's in the car. She's just getting out or she stayed in the car.
We're all getting
Okay.
out at the same time. We're all getting out at the same time, closing the doors. We're walking club
Hmm.
and a small Casa something. That was the name of the club, Casa something. It's here in LA. So we're getting there to make the line to get into the club, and we see him walking towards us. But I thought that they had already like because they were broke up, get back
Yeah,
together, broke up, get back together.
yeah. Hmm.
One of those couples. So I thought they had already patched things up.
Yeah, and
So,
they were
but when
back
I see,
together.
yeah, so my friend and another girl that was the front passenger, they're walking in front of us. Me and the other girl that were in the back, we're walking. We got out and we're walking behind them. So when I see him, I'm like, oh, they're back together. But when I saw that my friend, the one in the front, start backing away, backpedaling, I was like,
Mhm.
oh. So all I did is I started moving away and I backtracked. Like I didn't advance, like something told me don't. And then all I hear was the gunshot. Boom. And she put
Whoa.
her arm up. And I think that's what saved her because I think that if she would have not put her arm up, he probably would have hit her somewhere else. And
Probably when
then,
put her arm, it would have probably maybe went into her heart.
yes, probably. But I don't know. The thing is that everybody started screaming and, a whole bunch of teenagers running away. And then they tackled him. The security guards tackled him down. And the whole time I'm looking in slow motion. I'm just looking in slow motion, everything that is going on. And I start freaking out and I start crying. And then there's this guy's looking at us because me and the other girl are hugging and crying. And then the ambulance shows up. Then the police shows up. And then I get we're going to call your parents right now.
Mhm.
Yep. That was the last time I was allowed to go out anywhere. And
That
it
that was
wasn't even
like
my
it's
fault.
done.
Yep.
Wow.
And I was
Wow.
thinking about it. I was like, the thing is that something stopped me, Marlene, because I couldn't keep, we were going at pace. We were walking towards, yeah, let's get in line. We're about to get that groove on. Yeah, we get the first time in a club. I'm so excited. We didn't even make it.
You didn't even go and get to enjoy
No,
yourself. Mm.
I didn't go into a nightclub until I was already married, and my husband took me out to because they were gonna have some sort of thing in a club. That was the first time because I was so petrified from
Oh,
that
from
experience.
your
And
period.
then I got grounded. I got my brother went off on me. So yep,
But you
I
didn't do
never.
anything.
But that stopped me from ever
Yeah.
wanting to do anything. I was like, oh my god.
Let me also talk about dodging the bullet when it comes to certain business deals. I don't know about you all. I don't know about you, Miss Nexie, but I have people that I know that always want to involve me in this business schemes. Oh, you're gonna make so much money, and you're gonna do this, and you're gonna
Oh,
do that.
the Ponzi scheme. What was it? The pyramid. Remember those pyramids? Did you ever get burned in one of those? Because I didn't.
I did.
I didn't.
I did. I did. I got well, I can't say it wasn't like it was an extreme amount of money, but it's still money. Money is money. Whether it's a dollar or it's $1 million. For me, it was a $500, but that's like $500 wasted. You know. So
Ah.
I get myself, and everybody's like, "Oh, all you have to do is." It was one of those things that, like, you put 100 this week, the next week 100, and 100, 100, and then it's like, and by the time I got to the fifth week, I was like, I keep putting in hundreds, but I'm not getting anything back. I was like, when am I gonna? And I think that's when they got nervous because I guess they thought like, oh, we'll just run this scheme for 10 or 12 weeks. So I found out before they were gonna cut it all off. Oh, it's going to last 5 more weeks. I said, well, I need to start getting some.
Wow.
Thousand, $5,000. So
That is horrible. No, I got into, well, my sister-in-law said, "Oh, my daughter's or my son's godmother, somebody was starting a a type of savings, but it was going to be done in with 12 people. You pick a number on week number what you want your money back, and by this time, because you're going to be putting $100 every week, right?
hmm
When that time when the 12 weeks come, you're going to have $1,200 savings, right?
hmm
So we all start putting, and I pick a number. My number was number 10 or 9. No, 9. My sister-in-law picked number 12 because she wanted to wait because it was Christmas time, and she wanted to get her money by the end of the 12 weeks so she could have money for presents and this and that.
Right.
So we do week 1. It's 12 people, so it's $1,200, right? I mean,
hmm
1,200.
Right.
Number 1 gets the money. Okay, no problem. Okay, week number 2, another $1,200. Number 2 gets the money. We did another week, everything okay. Week number 4, when it was time for the person that picked the number 4, we couldn't find anyone.
What?
So yeah, we couldn't find her daughter's, I mean her son's godmother. So she's looking for them. She's like, okay, what's going on? This lady's asking me for the money. We all pitched in already. Week number 5 came along, no answer from them. And I told them, I said, I'm not gonna do week number 5. If this person doesn't answer back, I'm not putting my money on week number 5. If you guys want to continue on, I'm out. I already lost, $400,
Right.
right? Or $300 in this week. So they were looking for them, and they kept on putting their money in. I kept on telling them, don't do it because
Yeah.
you're not going to find them. To this day, they never got their money back. Everybody went on. It was like 9 of them that stayed behind from the 12 because I pulled out. I was like, nope. I don't think we're ever going to see this money again. And this is someone that was her son's godmother, someone that she trusted.
Wow.
Yeah. So they found out that her husband, the lady's husband, had a gambling problem. And he had taken all of the money from week number 4 and spent it. And even instead of her saying, you know what, this is what happened, I'm going to find a way to give you guys back the money or anything, she continued to collect it. And
Mm.
so nobody ever saw any money back. And that was the first and last time that I did anything like that. Because you cannot
Okay.
trust others with your money. You can't.
The
If you
whole,
want
the
to
whole,
save it, put it in a bank
if you want to save your money, you know that it's going to be there every time when you go to that bank.
or get a piggy bank and put it inside your piggy bank, the $100 cash right in that piggy bank.
Exactly.
You know he ain't gonna walk away because it's made out of ceramic.
Piggy will not run away, but other people will.
But they went all the way, and I kept on telling them, "Why are you guys?" Because she promised she's gonna give us the money. She promised. I'm like, no, you
Yeah.
guys are not going to see this money, so you guys have to stop. But they went all the way. Now they're arch enemies.
Oh wow.
Anyway, they see each other. They're always like throwing rocks at each other, talking smack, and I'm like, no need for this.
Yeah,
And I was just
just
doing
let
it
it
for
go.
them.
Just
Yeah, and I was just doing it because my sister-in-law was gonna do it. And I was like, you know what? Let me help her. I know that it's hard for her because she was a stay-at-home mom,
hmm
and only her my brother-in-law worked. So I was like, you know what? Let me help her. Let me
hmm
help her so she can save up, and it will, it will give her the push that she needs to
hmm
get that money and save it, and she'll be proud of it.
Yeah.
So yep, she never saw her money.
When I speak about things like that, I have to admit I do things like that within my family. It's a Jamaican thing. We call it partner. Some people call it susu, but
Yeah,
it's just between us. It's not people that are weird or anything. Like it's just me and my sister and my brother, and we put our money together, and then we'll give each other money periodically. But it's because we have a track record of trusting each other. If you don't know people, you don't know their track records, don't do it. Don't do it.
exactly.
Don't do it.
Exactly. And I know that a lot of people in my Hispanic community, a lot of people do that. They trust the wrong person. They go, "Oh, my so and so, she's the niece of my friend from back home in college years or whatever, and she's gonna start." And I'm like, "No, no, don't do it."
Mm,
But they don't listen.
they don't listen. And Miss
Mm-mm.
Nexie, I have to say something about please, everybody, stop getting into business with family and friends. Please stop. Please
Yes.
stop. It's one of those things like I love my family and I love my friends. I really do. But when it comes to money, money can be the biggest, I mean, it can ruin everything when money is involved. I just don't think it's a good idea to get involved in business with a friend or a family member. It's just not because when
I,
there's problems, nope.
Remember, Marlene, I've said this to you. I don't mix family and money together. I don't lend money to family. I
Mm-mm,
don't lend money to friends. I can
nope.
gift you a
Yep.
little bit of what you need, but I'm not going to lend you money.
Yep.
I don't, because I have been burned so many times because, what you're saying is so true. You're not, even though you want to help, you want to trust, you want to help, some people are to the point of no return. They cannot be helped. They're not going to be loyal. They're not going to be honest. They're not going to appreciate what you do. And when it comes to money and business, I mean, family and business, oh, I'm going to be late today. Oh, I don't have the payment. I'll give it to you next week.
Mm-hmm.
And that next week never comes.
I want to highlight the comment from Realist One here. A realist says those words get thrown around too much, family and friends.
Yes,
You
sir.
know what how I feel, and I have to be honest. I learned this from Realist One that I have to admit that I was always thinking that family was blood related when those are just your relatives. Family is who you select.
Hmm.
A person doesn't have to be related to you by blood. That can be your family because I've known people who have loved and supported and cared for me while my own blood would probably sit there and watch my blood pour out or see me
What
starving
you
to death and wouldn't
drown.
do nothing for me.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
nothing
Yep.
for me.
I have found out that, again, because I have been burned in the past. Even though, you know, I had people saying, "Don't do that. Don't give him the money. I don't
Mhm.
know why you keep on doing that. They're my family and I don't do it."
Yep.
You know what I mean? But I kept on, "No, no, no, it's just 500." he'll give it to me. And that person will say to me, no, he won't. But hey, you want to learn that way? It's your money. And
Exactly.
the thing that I found out is when it was time for me to get my money, it was never on time. When I had to fight to get it back, and I never got the whole amount.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, Miss Nexie, when you get money back, don't you get your money in pieces? Or
Not even. I
yeah,
only got
I got $50 for your 20. I was like, I didn't give you $20. Like, what is this?
exactly. So there's only a limited amount of people that I actually trust and that they have proven to me, because I have brought them up the same way, is that I can give you money and pay it back whenever you can, and I get the money back the
Hmm.
same way I gave it to them.
Yeah.
But I have been burned, and the thing is that they told me, this person said it, don't do it. You'll see. You'll see. No, it won't happen. That I mean, I don't know what happened
Oh
between you
yeah.
two, but it's not gonna be with me. And guess what? We became enemies, and we're family.
Yeah.
We're blood. And now this person, this whole family, they're my biggest enemies,
Enemy.
because I tried to collect the money I gave them.
No, no, and guess what, Miss Nexie, what
I
drives
lend
me
them.
crazy? They have an attitude. That's
Yes.
what kills me. How do you
Mm-hmm.
have an attitude because I'm asking for my money?
Mm-hmm.
And we've talked about this before, Miss Nexie. Like they'll be like, well, you have money, or you
Yeah.
have a good job, or you have I that has nothing to do with it. I gave
Or,
you
or
this money and you
you don't
told
have any
me,
small children. You don't have any small kids. I
yeah,
don't know why it's a big deal to you. Why can't you wait for me for another year?
or never pay it back. Like, what is the big deal why should I have to pay it back? Or this is the one that kills me, Miss Nexie. Um, but you gave that was a gift.
Oh no. Oh no, no,
Oh
no,
yeah,
no.
yeah, 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 yeah,
You
yeah.
got that? That was a gift?
And I was
Oh
like,
my god.
so when you came to me and you're like, I got you on payday, that's how we talk. That's how we say gifts these days. No. So I've just learned that when it comes to your relatives and
Mhm.
friends, I don't mix it. To me, that's oil and water. It never works out well. And like you said, Miss Nexie, there's nothing wrong with giving somebody a gift of $20, giving somebody some gas money. If I can give it to you, I give it to you, and that's it.
Yeah,
But
my
there's
it,
no
it,
like,
there's no like, I'm gonna, you know what? It's funny because sometimes you say, you know what, it's my rent money, but you know what? Let me give it to you.
yes,
Just make sure you give it to me before the rent is due, right? And then rent comes, and you're like waiting for the money, and they're like, well, I mean, you have a good job. I mean, I didn't think it was your last penny that you gave me. Oh, I thought you meant next month's rent money. That's what they said to me. I thought it was next month's rent money. Why would I say that to you on the 25th of the month if I'm waiting for the following month's rent money? That's stupid. I said this month's rent's coming up, rent money on the first. You know what I mean? Mortgage money or rent money,
oh,
whatever you want to call it.
Miss Nexie, what about this one? This is the famous one that just I know a lot of people got caught up in this trap. I got you on income tax.
Oh my God. Get out of my head, woman. Get out of my head. That has never
I
happened
got
to me.
you. Income tax. I'm telling you, I got you. And guess what? You see them. They got new Jordans. They got new purses. They buy a new car, and you're like,
This
and you see
fancy
them. They're out to
jewelry.
eat. You see them. They're out to eat. You see them on their face, on their all their different social media posting. And I remember you said this on one of our sipping chats, like they're using my money.
There goes my money on vacation. No, I told that to my friend because her daughter kept on asking her, I need money for books. I need money for this. And then she will send her $600 back home. And then all of a sudden you see her on Facebook posting pictures in so and so country. Oh, we're eating at this. And I told my friend, oh my God, there is your money on vacation. She will get mad at me. But you know why? Now she tells me you were right.
Mm-hmm.
Because that person that she helped so much is the one that does the least for her. The one that cares the least for her. But yeah, that's our money at work. No, this is the thing. Um, I want to. Can you lend me money? I want to pay my tuition, and once I get my grants, I don't know how many of us have heard that one. Once I get my grant,
Oh, it's
I'll
pending though.
give
It's
you that whole
pending.
money. Yeah, yeah. No, once I get my grant, I'll give you that money back. It's just that right now, they have to process it, but I'm gonna get it in this and this day. And that day comes and they get the grant. That doesn't mean you're getting your money back.
Yeah.
You go to them, you want it already? Oh my God. I mean, I have all these other expenses.
Yeah.
Yes, but you say when your grant came in that, I mean, if you want it, that's fine. Let me see if I
Oh,
can figure out a way to do it with an
oh,
attitude.
guess what's funny? Well, this is a long time ago. But just because I say this, you guys can know how long ago this was. A person that I loans money, and they wrote me a check with the date in the future. So
Ah.
then then they got mad. They were like, "I can't believe you cashed it."
It was a rubber check. It bounced. Wow.
No,
But if
no,
they
it
gave
didn't.
it
No,
to
it
you,
didn't bounce.
if they gave it to you with a future date, wasn't it for you to deposit it?
No, and they were so mad at me. They called me like, not screaming, but with an attitude. I can't believe you cashed that check. I was like, um. So when you said cash it, it will be good on this date. What then? What did you mean?
Ah.
And I didn't go early. I went on that date.
Yeah. So it was your fault. I
Yeah,
get it. I
and
get it. It's your fault.
you know that we had a falling out because of that. And they told everybody, I can't believe she cashed that check on the day.
I have been burned, my
Ay,
Miss
ay,
Marlene.
ay.
I have even my credit got ruined because of it. Because I was kind enough to give someone I care for. She was going through a divorce,
Mm,
and I gave her one of my credit cards for in case of an emergency. You know, 14-year friendship. In case of an
out the
emergency,
door.
use it.
Mm,
That card was maxed up. One card that I had never used because I'm not that type of people. Like I don't like credit cards. I like to use currency. If I can
yep.
afford it, I'll do it. If I cannot afford it, I'm not gonna do it on credit. I can't. It's not me.
Listen, Miss Nexie, we are Caribbean girls. We only
Yes, we
operate in cash and debit.
yes, so ma'am. Cash and debit. That's
Caribbean
me.
girls, we don't. Nope. I was like, credit cards, no, ma'am. And listen, I'm sorry that that happened to you, but I know of a situation. It was not me, but somebody. They went and they were in this relationship. Okay,
Ooh,
eh, they're in a
no good.
relationship and they're supposed to be getting married.
Mm.
That was kind of, but touch and go. So they're getting them this apartment ready and putting all of this debt onto a card so that they're gonna have this apartment together because they're getting married.
Mm.
There was
How did
no
that work out?
marriage,
Okay.
and then the bill comes 4,000 something dollars
Ouch.
later. I mean, almost
Ouch.
almost completely. You know how like do your whole apartment. They bought sofa, a brand new bed. You know when
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
doing
You're
everything
getting your
like
apartment
a new
ready.
bedroom set, a new couch, a new this, a new that, thinking that okay, when we get married and we're gonna tackle these bills together.
Uh oh. Oh my God. Oh my gosh.
I was like, listen, that's one of the reasons why, going in and putting stuff on credit cards. If we want to buy a bedroom set, we're gonna buy this bedroom set cash.
Together, you give me half and I put
Me
my
give
half.
me half, and I'll put my half, or whatever the case may be, or we're gonna go in person. But I was saying when she was doing it, I didn't tell her this because that was one of my friends. But why is it that you had to get the apartment ready?
Yeah.
That was a red flag to me. I was
Should
like,
have been. Should have been for her.
I was saying to myself, okay, if you're gonna be in an apartment, I was like, don't you need to know what he likes too?
Hmm.
And she was
Did
like,
she
oh
get to
no, he
keep the
doesn't care
apartment?
about that. He doesn't care about that. He says whatever makes me happy.
Girl, paying that credit card won't make you happy. So no marriage.
No, and it winded up. I don't know what happened, but there was no marriage. They didn't get married. And but I did find out that she got in debt $4,000 trying to fix up her apartment. Poor girl. I was like, I don't know. I don't know. Next, see some things I'm just like, but why would you get? You're not. I was like, he's not in the apartment, so why are you getting a new bed? Uh,
Y-
that's what I'm saying.
We're gonna go do the rental agreement between the both of us.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna go and then you'll just come and I don't know. I feel that those things are kind of like
There. And that's what
iffy,
happened. She
fishy.
went and got
But she dodged that bullet.
yeah. She ran in there and she went and got this apart. Oh, Miss Nexie, and not just any apartment. She got an apartment on the water.
Ooh.
Nice apartment, fancy this, $4,000 of a new bedroom set, a living room, a sofa. Hmm. And then when she finds out, okay, you're not getting married, I can't afford to stay here by myself.
Wow.
Thank you,
Ugh.
puzzle pieces.
You're welcome, Miss Marlene. But again, if you're, you see, like our weddings were different. We planned them together, right? We did everything together because it's the way it's supposed to be done. I'm sure you did the same thing with, but I I see a lot of people that I getting married or getting
Whew.
to live with with someone, and you see them and you see that partner, you see that they're not there 100%. You see
Listen,
they're like they're, I don't know, like they're not sure that that's what they want to do.
Miss Nexie, when you say they're not there 100%, they're not even there 20%.
I didn't want to be mean. Be nice, Miss Marlene. Be
Listen,
nice.
now as you get older, now I can call myself. I'm a seasoned woman. All right, okay. I have no problem. Me and all my friends, we don't say we're over seasoned. As a seasoned woman, I can look and see certain things like that's not. I said that relationship is not going to work. Not that you don't want it,
Yes.
not that
I
you
didn't
don't
want to
want it
go
for
there.
people, but you're like okay. But when me and all my friends saw, I was like, okay, wait a minute. Why is she going to get an apartment? Why is she doing cake testing? Well, everything she was doing by herself.
You can tell right away that it wasn't his idea to get married. It was
No,
hers.
it was her idea, and she was the one all excited. But you never heard him talking about, yeah, I'm getting. He never talked about it. And then people would be like, "Oh, so you're getting married in a few months?" And he would be looking like, "What?" and
I am. Oh yeah, I am.
I was like, and we found out later on, poor girl, she bought her own ring.
Oh my lord. He re- No, 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 no. That's no good.
And I would say, and to me, that yes, even though she did all of that stuff, I still feel like she dodged the bullet by him
Yes.
not showing up. I know it doesn't feel like that when you're in situations like that, but
Wait, he didn't show up?
no, it fizzled out.
Oh.
It just fizzled out. Like he stopped calling her. Like oh, I'm busy. I'm working late. More excuses. So
Oh.
she was just like, "You're not going to marry me, and this is never going to work out, and whatever." And I guess that was the end of
Which
it.
is what he was waiting for.
Yeah, but she didn't get it
Wow.
because all of us were saying, because she invites us all, she's excited. I'm going dress shopping, my wedding dress. But I was like, okay, so you went and bought your wedding dress. I was like, so when is he going to get his tuxedo? Oh, he says, I'm going to do it, but I'm just very busy. And we're like, okay. I was
Mm,
like,
mm, mm,
okay.
mm.
And if you're going to, okay, now comes the time for cake testing. He's not there
Mhm.
either. I was
And
like,
they don't see it. And they get upset at us because we say something. Because
no.
I've had,
And I had to, sorry, Miss Nexie, but I had to draw the line when she went to go and for the venue. Me and all her friends, we would not let her put a deposit.
oh, good. Good
We're
for
not.
you guys.
And she was so mad at us. I was like, listen, I know you're mad, gonna be mad, but I'm not letting. So no, she's not putting a deposit. Say if he wants the space, make her husband, her future husband, make him put the deposit. Okay, bye bye. We'll see you later. Thank you. No, and
I
it
am
was not a
so
small
happy.
deposit, Miss Nexie. You're
Oh,
talking
no,
about
I know.
$5,000. I was like, "Mm, no, no, you're not putting no $5,000 down for a
And again,
wedding that we don't even know is gonna happen."
but imagine what it would have been if she would have married him.
Yeah,
And,
it would have been worse
and,
if you would have married
oh,
him.
yeah. Oh, yeah. He probably would have never been home, probably would have been cheating on her. She would have ended up doing
I know.
everything herself. No.
For me, but it's hard when you have a friend and you're seeing like this is gonna crash, this is gonna end
Yep.
very badly, and you
But
can't
they don't
say
want to
that.
listen.
Yeah.
They don't want to listen to you. And sometimes it's only because what you're saying is 100% true. And they just don't want to go there. They cannot allow themselves to go there because they're still in the fantasy,
Yes.
happily ever after mode. And it's too painful to go there.
Yeah.
But when you see that they're running around, it's like when somebody gets, like when you have liked someone, as we were talking about before, that you have liked this boy all of your life, and for whatever reason it doesn't work out, and you see him years later, and you see the wife, and you see how she's caring for the kids, running after them all the time. She looks like she's 200 years old, and he's doing good. Thank you. Working and looks youthful. And the wife looks like she's been run over by a bus because she's so tired. And then you look at.
Listen to this, Nexie. I'm going to give a term that my Caribbean mother would call that the woman looked like a leather belt.
like a 10-year-old leather belt. Yes, exactly how it looked.
And not one that has been oiled up and taken care
No,
of.
no,
No, no,
no.
no, 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 no.
That's what I said. Because if you take care of your leather belts, they look very good. If you oil them, you hang them right every time after you use them. They can last you a lifetime and look brand new. But if I use beat up 10-year-old leather belt
Yeah, all wrinkled.
or wrinkled, but
Mm.
mama was right. And you see it and you're like, oh, thank God I didn't imagine that would have been me. That would have been me.
Now, Miss Nexie, I have to go into talking about people that you see years later. It could be classmate, it could be somebody that you like, and you're like, oh, like
What?
the people that you thought were very beautiful or very handsome, or somebody who had a lot of gifts or something, like they were like most likely to do this, most likely to do that, and then you see them and sometimes they're as big as a house, or
Yeah.
they look so tattered, and you're like, what happened to you?
Most likely to. It didn't say likely to
Mm.
do that.
Yeah,
It was
most likely,
most
but
likely to. That's the key. It didn't say she was gonna do that.
no.
I saw a friend, Marlene, that I had not seen in in about 30 years, I think. We were young when
Wow.
we in school. But this was a kid that had it all, you know? Mom, dad, siblings, fancy house, big house, vacations everywhere. And I saw him and I couldn't recognize him. I was like, I could have passed him on the street and never know that this is who it was. No teeth, like half of his teeth were gone.
Wait a minute.
Look, yeah, look older than himself.
Time
Like
out.
we're pretty much the same age. Look
Time out, Miss Nexie.
older.
Time out. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do
The
you mean
bottom
his teeth
teeth,
are gone?
the bottom teeth. Like I don't know what happened. I don't know if he had a condition or he didn't take care of them or I really don't know. I didn't want to ask because I didn't want to be rude, right? But he looked like
Mm.
so old.
Mm.
And these were the rich kids in the block, the kids that had it all. That you say, oh my God, when I see him again, he probably gonna be driving a Rolls Royce and with the model in his
Yeah,
arms.
model in this beautiful mansion. Hmm.
Yeah, and beautiful kids. And then I find out 3 times divorce, different mamas, different kids, all over the place. And I looked at him and he looked like he was like 100 years old. I'm
Oh.
not saying I'm a model, right? That's not what I'm saying, but I never expected this person to look like this now. That's what I meant because we had that image, right, of them when we were younger. They had it all. So what can go wrong for them? What can go wrong? We
Yeah,
didn't have
like
anything.
a person, the guy that looks like this Prince Charming, and the girl that looks like a princess, and then
Yes.
when life happens, you're like, whoa.
Yeah. You look at them, you're like, wow, person did change. I'm just kidding.
No, now that you say that, Miss Nexty, let's go into talking about that. What about the people that you didn't know? Like, I don't know about you guys, but do you guys have any people that you went to school with and they turned out to be like these big criminals?
Oh, I three in my family. I'm just kidding. Yes, ma'am. I have a couple of them back home that I'm
I was
like,
I was saying to myself, like, and these are people who are like the nicest guys or girls, so
yes.
sweet. And you find out, like, one guy I went to school with, he turned out to be what do you call that? Because I was in the '90s when people were having the wearing the trench coats and putting guns in the trench coats.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So don't think. And certain people that you thought were very kind of weird, a little off. Listen, they got even worse.
No, I'm
Just
telling
a
you,
little
Marlene.
off. How about a lot off?
So it didn't happen to me, but I'm gonna tell you what my sister told me. So back home, my sister went to high school, all the way through high school back home. I ended up finishing high school here, but my sister went to high school with this dude, um, very very good looking, and I'm telling you, my sister is like mid 60s,
Mm-hmm.
right? So she went to school with this boy, very nice boy. Everybody liked him. And she was telling me, I never expected him to be like this. So a couple of years ago, there was some girl back home in El Salvador ran out of somebody's house. She ran out, she had escaped from the house.
What?
Yeah, okay. So she runs out and she starts screaming for help, and she ran downhill and whatever. Finally, she reached the house and somebody helped her. My sister found out that where she ran away from was that friend of hers that she had gone to school with. But that wasn't the whole thing. They found 17 bodies buried in
Wait.
his backyard. Yes. I'll send you the newspaper so you can see. It's in Spanish, but you will understand what I'm talking about.
No way, Miss Next.
Way. 17 bodies. And this is what he was doing. He was putting ads on the paper. I'm taking people crossing the border to the United States. I'm a coyote. If you want to cross, come talk to me and I can take you and your family across the border. He was collecting the money, burying the bodies. Yes. And he collected because people will pay him like half now and half when they're back. He will start doing like random calling and saying, "Hey, you know what? I need 1,000 more because we're stuck over here," and blah blah blah. People will send them, and their family members will never show up to the United States. Yeah. So 17 bodies, and that's only what they had found so far because they were digging the entire house. And this girl was supposed to be brought to the United States with another three people that they found alive, thank God, because he had not collected the whole money. So my sister's looking at this boy and saying, he was so quiet. He was so nice when we were in school. He was so polite. He's an old man. He's like in, again, mid 60s, 70s almost. Not old, old, but what I'm saying is someone that should know better. But they found
Sure.
all those bodies in his
So he's been
backyard. My
doing that
sister
for a
couldn't believe
long
it.
time.
Oh yeah, my sister couldn't believe it. My sister was like, he was the nicest boy. He was the one that if he saw you with a bag, a heavy bag, he will help you carry it all the way to your house.
Mm.
We used to work together on projects. Yep.
This, listen, this is one of those things, Miss Nexty, where looks can be deceiving.
Yes,
Now,
ma'am.
right now, I want to get into talking about catfishing.
Mm, meow.
Hold on. I gotta take a
Meow.
sip of my drink.
Meow. Let's do this.
Okay. Yes, Miss Jackie, it's sad but true. And Miss Jackie says so many of her classmates are in prison now.
Exact. Again, what happens?
What
What
happened?
makes you?
What
My
makes you
sister
what?
says the same thing. My sister says the same thing. Is he was the quietest. He was the nicest. He was the most polite boy you can encounter in your life. He was a
Mhm.
good son to his mama. So how do you go from that to finding 17 bodies in your house?
Yeah, what
He
makes you
wasn't essaying them, Miss Marlene. He wasn't essaying them. He wasn't graping them. Not no grapes, no essay. It was just with the lie of I'm gonna take him, and he would pretend that he dropped them off. He would get the pay. The family was never found, so they couldn't blame him because he did cross them over according to the family.
so he
So
would cross them over and then
nope,
unalive them.
no, 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 never cross them over. Keep him at the house because he was back home in El Salvador. So his thing was, I'm a coyote. You come from El Salvador with me. We cross Guatemala, Mexico, and then I cross you over to United States. It's $5,000. They will give him half. He will do according to them the trip over. He said I already crossed them. They will pay him the other half. But he had never left his house. He will just unalive the people and bury them. But these people didn't know. And he was famous for saying that he crossed people over and this and that.
17 bodies that were
So
found.
far, so far, there's more. They still dig in the backyard. They are still digging the backyard.
Well, Miss Nexie, when
Mm.
we're gonna have to do that as a StreamYard one. When you get the clip,
Uh huh.
I want to show that
Oh,
clip.
I'll send you everything so you can see it.
Yeah,
It's
I
disgusting.
want to do that clip, and I want to do so we can show and go into the, because that's a whole topic all by itself.
That's a
For
warning
another.
tale for people. That's a warning show. Warning, warning. Next sip and chat. We should do that.
Yeah.
I'll get everything ready and I'll send it to you so you can see it. I can translate it too
Okay.
because it's in
We'll do
Spanish.
that. Okay,
Hmm.
we'll do that. So we want to talk a little bit about
Catfishing. Meow,
catfishing. Meow.
meow, meow, meow. Did you see that cats I put there?
Yeah, I saw the cats, and I see Miss Jackie biting her nails.
Yeah, she's nervous now with the catfish.
So okay, let me tell you, being a social media influencer, people love to slide into your DMs. Okay,
Yes.
they love it. And listen, Miss Nexie, I'm gonna tell you, it's not just the guys.
What? Not just the guys?
No,
Uh oh.
people that you didn't know went the other direction. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay.
So, with that being said, okay, how do I say this? There's a lot of people when you're on social media that they feel because you're on social media, you must be interested in them. I don't know what that is, but they feel like I don't know what it is, Miss Nexie. They feel like because you're on social media that you're looking to be with them. I don't know any other way to explain it but that. I think that that's
That because you're on social
weird.
media, you like the attention? Could that
Yeah,
be it?
yeah, I think they think that
Right?
you want their attention. And
My
then there's
goodness.
the ones that will fixate themselves on you. Like I had one person and one content creator like 2 years ago. No, it's more than 2 years now. That's almost close to 5 years. She had someone that was actually stalking her on social media, like
My lord.
everywhere she went, stalking her, and it was awful that she eventually just left social media because of the stalking. But
That's so sad.
yeah, it's ridiculous. Miss Jackie says, yeah, creeps slide into your DMs, whether you're a content creator. Oh, or not. Miss Jackie, you wanna do a story about that? We could do something. Um, but I have to say, okay, catfishing. We know that there's a lot of people who live in foreign countries, and let me say this, I am not trying to make fun of anybody that lives in foreign countries, because Marlene's not that way. Honestly, I'm not. I have nothing against people trying to get into the country and they want to improve themselves better. Listen, my parents were immigrants, okay, so I have nothing against anybody who wants
I'm
to
here
do
on your
better.
show, so if you had anything against us, I wouldn't be here.
I know. So so the whole thing about it is that I want to say is that a lot of times people will want a good relationship, right? They'll want to be in this
Mm.
relationship, and I hate to say it, a lot of people put things on their dating apps, on their social media, and they tell them everything that they want to know. first of all, you're saying, I'm lonely. I wish I was in a relationship. You're telling them where you live. You're going live at all the places so they know exactly what area that you stay in. And
Yes, ma'am.
then they slide into your DMs telling you everything you want to hear. Everything, because they listen to everything that you say. And they get on there. Oh, yeah. Oh, you do that. Oh, I do the same thing. Oh, I love that too. Everything you like, they like. The next thing, you're supposedly engaged to somebody that you've never seen.
Or met in real life. Oh, I
And
can tell you a story.
I know that's why I'm leading up to that, Miss Nexie, because I know your story. and
And close to home.
and then they want the money. Oh,
Yes.
I want, we're in, I love you so much. And we're engaged and everything, but I just need this $100 to pay this, and I need a little bit of money for my food, and I need a little bit of money. Oh, and this, the visa paper, you got to pay for that. Everything, you're paying for everything. They're not putting anything into the relationship. Okay.
I'm staying quiet because I don't want to offload. I want to let you build it. I want to let you go. I'm biting my tongue. So many
Okay.
ways.
So then it gets to the point where they've given 5, 10, 15, $20,000 away to somebody they've
Mhm.
never seen. Miss Nexie, they've never seen their face.
Sometimes they even go to the country where they're supposed to be at, and guess what? They had a business trip that they took. That you came. Oh, I had gone on a business trip that weekend. You came to see me for the first time, but I'm sorry. I wasn't there, but I'm sure you met my mom or my dad or my auntie.
Mhm. Yep. Oh, and the whole thing about it, the catfishing thing, which really grinds my gears, is a lot of them are already married.
Hmm.
They're just using you as their pawn, as their little puppet, to get whatever it is that they want. And guess what? I learned something recently from my friend Gio, Boss Life Online. She told me that a lot of times that the people who are scamming you is your own sex. So if you're a lady, it's a lady scamming you.
Wow.
And if you're a guy, it's a guy scamming you because your same sex knows what to say.
Sex knows. Yes, that's true. Oh, I
I
didn't
was
know
like,
that.
boom. I was like, boy, that one burned me in my heart. I was like, what? She said, yeah, a lot of times
Marlene,
you think
that
you're in a
makes
relationship with a
sense.
guy. That ain't no
That
guy.
makes sense.
Mm,
Because this person I've told you this before. It's in my family, and she, that the his father always gets ill
mm,
in the middle of the month, and it's $500 and it's $600, not even 100, Marlene. $600 because his father is in the hospital and they have to pay for him. Who's gonna
crazy.
know how to tug those heartstrings better than a woman? You're right. And she has never met this guy ever. She's gone twice to see him in, I think it's Nigeria or somewhere over there,
Mm.
twice, and he's never there. He's always on a
And
business trip.
and they've made arrangements.
Yes. I'm coming up this weekend. That is wonderful. I cannot wait to see you. This person has gotten there, put all of her money in the trip, and then that person nowhere to be found. Oh my God, I forgot you were.
Mm-mm-mm. After all the time, the money, the effort, the energy, and the whole thing is that they cannot believe that they're being scammed. They can't believe it. It's ridiculous what is going on. on all of these social media apps. It's ridiculous. I feel very sad for anybody that has happened to, in the families, because like Miss Nexie was saying, a lot of families have family like your brother or your sister, and they're involved in these relationships with these catfishers. And we see them on these shows. I'm not throwing any shade at these shows, but shows like a 90 Day Fiance. Oh, your tablet died. It's all good, Miss Nexie. I'm gonna end it anyways. But they're in the relationship with these passport people, like passport bros or whatever. And they're not trying to be in a relationship. They're not trying to stay committed to them or anything like that. But it's sad. But this has been a great sip and chat. Thank you so much to Miss Nexie, aka Puzzle Pieces, for being my awesome co-host for this sip and chat. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Shout out to Miss Jackie Gaines, my awesome mod. Also, realist one here. Please check out my mods. Nate the Great Podcast and Flirt came in. Tamika Davis, thank you so much. Please check out my mods, my other awesome content creators that I support. And thank you so much to all of the new gifted members. Thank you so much, Miss Nexie, Flurg, Alicia, and my other channel got a membership, and to Shay Love. Shout out to everybody. And I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much for your support. And I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of the Sip and Chat. I really do appreciate every single one of you, and pay attention. Pay attention to all of the scams. And I hope you guys dodge the bullet. I hope you dodge the bullet of negativity. I hope you dodge the bullet of being used. I hope you dodge the bullet of seeing through people's lies and their foolishness. I hope you dodge the bullet of all of it, like being used by your quote unquote family or in a relationship, knowing that you deserve better. Okay, we do. We deserve better. It's time that we see through the scams, the lies, the drama, the catfishing, all of it. And I really enjoyed this topic today. And shout out to all of my new subscribers of this channel. I appreciate every single one of you. If you enjoyed this sip and chat, you know what to do. All of those YouTube things, hit the like, subscribe to this channel, hit a like. And if you're watching in the replay, you're a real one. Thank you for becoming a loved one and watching this far. And me and Miss Nexty will see you all back on next week's Sip and Chat. Bye bye, everybody.